Hey guys, welcome to the Venture Trail. My name's Kendall. I'm an intuitive tarot reader and energy healer. Today I'm bringing you guys a pick-a-pile message for Capricorn season. I do a pick-a-pile for each astro season and I try to do each one a little bit different. For this month, I'm going to focus on the archetypes that we're going to be embodying throughout this month. I got a new deck that complements a deck that I already have. This is the Goddesses and Sirens deck. Those of you who watched my videos before are a little bit more familiar with this one and how much I adore it. So I got the Gods and Titans deck for Christmas, and yeah, so those are the pairings, and I'm really excited to bring forth the archetypes that you guys are going to be embodying this month. It's really awesome to have those decks to work with those energies and show you guys visuals of the energy that you guys are bringing forward. Next, we're going to pull some cards from the Akashic Tarot deck. These ones are going to be about how to connect with our true selves a little bit more this month and just like get back to ourselves, to number one, how to just focus on ourselves and what we want to create this year, how we want to blossom. Then we're going to finish off with some advice from our spirit guides and angels, just moving forward in this month, just any little odds and ends that they want to bring to you just while you're moving forward. Okay, so here are your piles to choose from. You can pause the video for sure if you need and just really take your time with this. If you choose more than one pile, that's totally fine too. The first pile, I have my Tiger Iron Turtle. Second pile is a Trollite Moon, and the third pile is a Rose Quartz Bear. Okay, pile one, let's get started. So first off, the archetypes that you guys are going to be embodying this month. We got Oya, who resembles power, and we have Apollo that resembles inquiry. So when I see these two together, I automatically think knowledge is power. I think that sometimes, especially in Capricorn season, when it's, very wintry, very hibernation, we can sometimes get in our head or get very closed off. And it's very beneficial to get out of ourselves a little bit and expand our horizons. Sagittarius season offered us so much expansion and openness, an opportunity to look back on our year and see how it went. Capricorn season sometimes brings some pressure to perform in this next upcoming year. So it's nice to just slow down and recognize that we might need to just step back and be a little bit more passive throughout this month so we can let the universe bring to us what we need to be working on this year, or what we need to be bringing into fruition this year. That's where I'm getting the Inquiry Apollo message, is just kind of taking a step back and asking the universe to bring forth what we need to focus on this year. So that's something that's going to be very beneficial to you this month. You're going to be embodying this archetype of questioning, of asking for help when you need it, because that Oya with the power, yes, it is embodying our inner power, but it's also knowing when we need a little bit of help to channel our energy better. Oya is a goddess of the storm, and she comes with thunderstorms very frequently, and it's a very powerful, raging storm. She also brings very good luck and fortune a lot of the time too. She's healing and nurturing in that way that she brings the rain, but there's a way of channeling that energy with the help of others, using that Apollo and Inquiry. Apollo has a twin, Artemis, so making sure that you are staying open to connecting with others still and keeping an open mind just moving forward in this month, because you're going to be embodying a lot of inner power, and you're going to be needing help to bring that power forward, because it's just going to be brewing up like a storm, right? And I think that by inquiring, asking for help, asking for advice, looking for mentorship, looking for business partners, looking for just peers in general to rely on for these goals that you want to achieve, as well as just as I said, keeping that open mind, because you are going to be getting a lot of big downloads this month, is the best way of describing it. Okay, next we're going to look into some ways to connect in deeper with our true selves this month. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards and see how many come out. I don't really have a plan for this. Earlier they were spitting out like crazy. Ooh. All right, we've got 2 so far. All right. Interesting, interesting. So we have the 2 of Forces, which is the Willow. And then we have the Ark of Covenant, but that's in reverse. It's number 11. Then we have the King of Keys. So the Willow to me always represents wisdom and nurturing energy, but very much so that passing on of wisdom from generation to generation, having being a willow and very near like water, and water representing memory, they all kind of interact with each other in their environment together. 2 of Forces as well, representing duality, which is kind of like I was mentioning before with your archetypes, looking outside of ourselves, knowing that duality is very powerful as well, and it really amplifies our own energy, but also just a very soft energy. We also have a butterfly in this image as well. Oh, that's not a butterfly. Okay, that's a bird. So bird 2 working on communication and some air energy as well. That's really beautiful, having all of those elements coming in at once. I also just really love the imagery of having the light shining from behind the willow, just really making it stand out, letting it be known that just being slow moving and sometimes focusing more on release and flow and wisdom, you know, like just like soaking in your own knowledge. Sometimes we're just on a mission to move forward and we don't just get a chance to sit with ourselves and let everything sink in. So if you're feeling like you're pushing yourself a little bit too much this month, or moving forward, or you know, like just setting yourself up for like way too much already, just take a step back. 2 of Forces here with the Willow, just helping you slow down. And then this Ark of the Covenant in reverse here, that's a really interesting card as well. I'm loving I'm loving the 11 because that marking duality too, 1 and 1 equaling 2, as well as 1 and 1 kind of mirroring each other as a duality. The Ark of the Covenant, it's a very like religious looking card here, you know, they look like they're on some sort of pilgrimage, that they're carrying a casket of sorts as well. It looks like they're in some sort of camp as well. So to me, that kind of means that you don't have to carry burdens alone. To connect with your true self a little bit more, I think you need to express yourself more fully. There's definitely a running theme already going on here where there's some emotions at play with that Oya and the power, Willow with that emotional aspect, Apollo with the inquiry, and the Willow with wisdom too. There's a lot going on here where you're releasing and you're purging and you're going through some heavy emotional surges, it feels like, and it would be really nice for you to open up some more and let people help you out with that kind of stuff, because I think that you feel kind of like a burden right now, or you feel like you can't be the person that unloads because you're usually the person that is the advice giver, or you are the shoulder to cry on, and it's hard for you to step into those other roles that are a little bit more vulnerable. So just allow yourself to lean into that uncomfortability and just explore that emotional openness, because it'll really help you feel better and feel more grounded as well, just connecting with other people and understanding that other people go through the same things that you go through. And then this King of Keys showing up too, just confirming that we really need to work on communication this month, pile 1. King of Keys is very much similar to a King of Swords or a King of Air energy. The key being, you know, strategy and communication, solving problems, logic, that kind of air energy. That King of He's stepping in, letting you know that when you do release into that communication and that connection with others, it really does let you celebrate your entirety and your power and your ability to just step into leadership roles and express yourself fully empowered. So that's really beautiful, ending in that message to really connect with your true self. It's really connecting to that archetype, being that like you're stepping into this like huge power, but to expand in yourself, like really allow that knowledge to just flow and keep an open mind, connect with others, collaborate so that you can get other ideas, other perspective of things. I think that's going to be really beneficial to you this month. You're going to get really in your center, just connecting with others. It's going to let you open up your own mind and bring in more ideas for yourself. It's going to get your own gears going. So yeah, just moving forward, those would be really amazing opportunities for you to grow. Okay, finishing off this message, we're going to use the crystal that you guys chose, as well as my Enchanted Map Oracle deck, to bring some advice from your spirit guides and angels. So first off, just reading this crystal, I'm going to put down this Enchanted Map deck. So tire iron in itself, it's very grounding, very about connecting with the earth and empowering yourself, really focusing on re-energizing, revitalizing, taking a passive step back, but still being active. And that totally represents the archetype that you're going to be embodying this month. It also kind of reads into the messages that were going to help you connect with your true self a little bit more throughout this month. It's very much about being in your power, but still expanding in your power, which is really cool. This turtle itself as well, just allowing you to slow down, right? It's all about just taking your time and soaking all of it in. It's all about that. I have a totem animal, and it's also the turtle. So what I know about that as well is that sometimes we rush for things to happen, and we want things to happen now because we're so excited about it. But we forget about divine timing. We forget that there's so much for us to explore in the meantime, that there's no destinations in this life. It's all about journeying, right? So even though you have these goals that you want to achieve, just know that you're working on it, you're getting there, and if it's taking a little bit slower, it's because you're meant to bring so much more with it than what you're even realizing, that it's going to be bigger than you imagine, that there's more that you need to pick up along the way so that you have resources and skills to really accomplish this dream of yours when you get to it. So just take your time, man. Take your time, baby. Okay, next some messages. Holy, this is already spitting out. Some messages from your guides and angels. Ooh. I haven't used this deck in a while, so it's just ready to bring forth some messages here. Okay, pile one, angels, spirit guides, ancestors. What messages do you have for this group for the month ahead? All right. Yep, okay, that's good. So it's an interesting message because it truly goes along with the other messages that we've been getting so far. Of course, there's a running theme. Opening up with number 5, goblins in reverse. So that's what it looks like upright. So the goblins card represents our shadow. It represents the things that we don't accept about ourselves, as well as just some of the things that we're scared of. It's our fears and the things that we don't want to look at, the things that we hope that if we just ignore, they're just gonna go away. And having it in reverse, it lets us know that your spirit guides, angels, and ancestors, they're really hoping that you look those fears in the face, because just like goblins, they're not something that's actually to be feared. They're not something that's going to be coming out and getting you and grabbing you. You are the one that's in power with that Oya card, right? And you're allowed to ask questions. You're allowed to open up about things like that. Your fears, your bad habits, things that you don't like about yourself. You're allowed to ask questions and open up and be vulnerable to see like, hey, how do you handle anger, for example? Or you know, I need to work on my communication skills. I'm really bad at, you know, oversharing or something like that. Like anything that's like something that you consider a toxic trait, or something that you are fearful of, like to start like a small business on your own, or to start investing in stocks, something like that. You should be asking questions, and it's not, you know, weird to ask those kind of questions. It's not actually taboo. It's just a part of our pride, and our pride really rules over a lot of our fears and makes us think that things are bigger than they actually are. Moving forward, we're going with number 1, the bone collector. So the bone collector is for sure letting you know that a lot of your softer ancestors, spirit guides, and angels are with you right now to help you just relax and let the love in. Just allow yourself to receive the blessings that are coming your way. Don't feel like you always have to be the one that's in action and aggressive. It doesn't always mean doing nothing. It just means being more passive with your energy, like asking questions and asking for help. And that's so much too about like really opening up and releasing that ego, releasing that pride. And then we got number 6, mountain. So the mountain letting you know that you think you have this huge mountain to climb, and it feels like a mountain. It feels like every single step forward is a battle. You hit obstacle after obstacle, or it just takes way longer than you think. And your guides and angels and ancestors are telling you it does not need to be a mountain. It's a mountain right now because you're trying to attack it right in the moment. And that's not meant to be right now. You can feel it because it hurts when you're moving forward and it's not going anywhere. Just take this moment to breathe. It's a mountain right now because you're looking at this as like a whole huge thing. Take a moment to sit back, like we've been saying this whole time. Take a moment to ask your friends, express your emotions, release your fears, tell the truth. Just really open up and release that big image, that big mountain that is sitting on your shoulders right now, you know, like you're just trying to carry the world with you, and it doesn't have to be that way. Man, what a Capricorn reading. That's so like stereotypical Capricorn energy, just trying to do everything yourself and getting overwhelmed and then getting mad at yourself for not being able to do everything all at once. Oh my gosh. So that's your message for this month. Like this video and subscribe, turn the bell for notifications as well so that you can tune in for next month when I do a pick a pile for Aquarius season. Okay, pile 2, here we go. The archetypes that you guys are going to be embodying this month are the sirens that bring forth a message of temptation, as well as the green man that offers abundance. So these archetypes together, meaning that there's going to be a lot of balance at play here for you guys. You're going to be embodying this beautiful, freeing, playful energy that is magnetic. You're going to be able to make these connections and just be able to expand and multiply your ideas. Either this is going to be about business when you're like meeting up online, or you're trying to network, collaborate. If this is to do with love, it means that you're going to be meeting potential partnerships at every turn. There's going to be a lot of expression, a lot of multiplication. Like it just feels like I'm seeing atoms splitting right now, kind of thing, where there's 1 and then all of a sudden there's 2 and then there's 4 and then there's 8, and it just keeps expanding with that temptation and the abundance energy. So the sirens here, that represents the story of the sirens in the water, you know, luring the pirates. This one specifically is geared more towards Japanese lore and myth. So these ones are a little bit more darker on this side of energy, but it's okay to be embodying dark energy, especially in winter, right? It's about expressing our shadow. And I think you guys are embodying this archetype to really play with what you consider taboo, which might be just using your natural magnetic nature to bring forth the abundance that you so deserve. Just allowing yourself to really understand that you do deserve everything coming your way. Just releasing all blockages, all limiting beliefs in yourself that you are not charming, or that you are not attractive, or that you are not worthy. You're really knowing and stepping into this archetype of exploring, hey, how much power do I actually have? You know, like maybe you haven't explored that before. And I don't think that's going to come out very darkly because, you know, having the green man with abundance as well, it's got this like beautiful gold energy that complements the silver here. They're just very like complementing energies, you know, like this is the blue and silver, this is like the gold and green. So, you know, you're really balanced out here, and I think that you really pass on your abundance as well. You like to share with others, and you understand the importance of that and the benefits of that as well. So the archetypes that you're embodying this month are really beautiful. You're going to really step into yourself and celebrate yourself, which is so important. I really love that for you. That's beautiful. Next, we're going to use the Akashic deck to bring forth some messages on how to connect with your true self this month. So starting off, we got number 10 with Light of the World. So that's already just confirming those archetypes that you're embodying right now. Like, you're really celebrating yourself. You're fully in your confidence, and not about building your confidence this month. It's about just like being in yourself. Like, you already are celebrating your true self. And I think that's what this is just confirming right off the bat, is that like you're lighting up the world right now. You are acting as this just beam of positivity and expansion. You're inspiring people, you're amplifying other people, you're energizing them because you're just on this high right now, and it's beautiful, it's amazing. Just really fully dive into that. Be okay with that. I'm loving this energy. You're just like not giving a shit. You're just being your true self, and it's really helping other people by releasing those limitations for yourself. Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. And then we're having this Five of Swords, summer winter energy. So that's funny too, because like I said, like the signs are a more darker energy, and then that green man bringing in a more lighter energy. So the summer winter acting as like, you know, fully dormant energy as well as like fully active energy. So really playing with those balances as well, and figuring out what your perfect balance is, because I feel like this is the this is like the green man archetype kind of energy that's coming in this month for you, and this is more like the sirens energy, and it feels like this is like just like, how do I explain this? It's about how the universe is already doing a lot of the activity on its own, just like how in winter with like the snow and the cold, it already just like, it forces us, a force, five of forces, it forces us to be a little bit more dormant. Whereas in the summer, the sun, the heat, all of the plants and the like food coming into fruition, the wildlife, the beauty, like just everything is out in the open, right? Out in the light. So it's like in your face that it is like an active season. So just really playing with those two energies and really figuring out what your happy medium is, so that you are just constantly like continuing to light up the world. That's really cool. And then we're having Archangel Gabriel coming in with number 3. So that's really cool too. Archangel Gabriel just brings lots and lots of love and compassion and openness. And that already kind of plays in with what the messages have been saying so far. But just letting you know that this really is your true self. This giving nature, this like selflessness, it's beautiful. And celebrating yourself, like knowing that that's not selfish, that you can be both, that you can have those two like duality energies, right? And you can be both. Like you don't have to be one or the other. You can be, you know, you can be completely confident in yourself and completely confident in others at the same time. Really mastering that full balance, and yeah, like that just, I don't know, it just feels very at peace within you right now. And the only energies that I'm feeling so far may be just like second guessing yourself, because everything just feels like it's falling into place, or it just not maybe like falling into place, but it just feels like you've broken through some sort of wall in the past month, and now you're really celebrating yourself, and it's really, really great. And then we're ending off with number 7, Fated Meeting, but it's in reverse. So I think that with you being on such a high right now, it is going to attract a lot of people that really love that energy. And you being in your true self, you are gonna have like your intuition on fire right now, right? So you're gonna know the people that you're supposed to be connecting with right now and the people you're, you know, just like passing by. And not every person that you meet this month is going to be someone that is going to be in your life this entire year, or, you know, in your life forever. That just coming forward just kind of intuitively here, knowing that you're going to be meeting a lot of important people in this next month, but maybe not making commitments with them because you're on such a high right now and you have such high energy. Just knowing that balance of you know, you're gonna have to reserve some of that energy, or just knowing that there's gonna be a time that you don't have that much energy. So you know, don't make any commitments right now because you're on like your very, very high end. Wait till you've evened out a little bit more and you know, are, you know, what am I trying to say? Wait till, like, just wait till the end of this month. Like, that's basically all I'm trying to say. Like, you are like in this beautiful embodiment of energy where you're just like surrounded by luck and fortune and goodness and abundance, and it's really amazing. But just be wary of indulgences or people that encourage that or want to tempt you in some way to get off of your path. Because I think just with like the beautiful energy that you're in right now, it's just attracting people that are more so meant to test you than to be in your life forever. I think that's the best way of describing that. So lastly, we're going to bring forth some advice from your spirit guides, angels, and ancestors using the Enchanted Map deck as well as the crystal you chose. So first things first, before I get into the deck, just reading this crystal right off the bat, for sure it's about expressing yourself and allowing this playful energy to just rule over your life right now. Just really be okay with it. Just allow yourself to enjoy it, okay? I'm just seeing this just giddiness and bubbliness and beauty coming in, and just let it happen because there's been a lot of shit that happened in 2020, right? Like, just allow this month to be easy breezy. It's gonna be really beautiful for you, and you're just gonna be receiving so much this month that you know, just advice moving forward into this month from your spirit guides, angels, and ancestors is just to really enjoy it. You know, just take it all in. So going into the cards to bring a couple more messages. Yes! Yeah, you definitely are coming out of a time period of you know, dormancy or like resistance, and now it's like you've totally broken free. And wow, 1 second, I'm gonna try and get one more card before I just start spouting messages at you. One more card for advice for your guides, angels, and ancestors. Woo. Sweet. Okay, awesome. So we got Stuck in the Mud, 24, but in reverse. So that is the card that was telling me like you were for sure just like stuck there for a while. Like every move you made, you were just like, oh, like you couldn't get anywhere. It was just like you were just stuck. And now coming into this month, it's like you're getting so many offers, so many opportunities. You're getting into this way more busy energy, but it just feels nice. It feels so good to be active in it. And then this dragon lair card, number 19, that's like going into the dragon's lair of your soul, like really just stepping into your true self, just embodying the whole of it and just loving it, just having confidence in it and using your personality and your true self to your advantage. The advice moving forward for like these two cards for sure is just acknowledgement from your spirit guides, angels, and ancestors that like, yeah, you were really going through it. So just acknowledging that like, don't worry, it's all good. Like you're done. Like you're amazing like for going through that, but don't worry, you're gone. You're gone. You're out of it. The dragon's lair as advice is just like going further into your true self, just like going even further into this like confidence and even further into this like expression and empowerment of yourself. And then storm fields in reverse. This is just very much like I was saying with like some of the people that are going to be in your life in the next little while. Try to stay out of the drama, you know. There's going to be a lot of really active personalities, and they're going to be really beautiful energies, but just keeping in your own energy still and not getting swept away in what they're going through, because your stuff is your stuff and you're using your own energy for that, and they're using their own energy for that, like for their own things. So, you know, it's fine to like be there for them if some people like need you and whatever, but just remember to take that step back and just make sure that the energy exchange is peaceful and beneficial to both of you, and that you're not maybe getting drained or, you know, I want to say like fueling their drive instead of yours, because you're just like an energy pack right now and you've got like energy just vibrating out of you. And I think people that are a little bit lower on energy would be like, oh man, I really need this person in my life to keep me energized, and they want to use you as a motivator, but they don't actually want to change within themselves. So it would just be like you constantly like keeping in that energy all the time, trying to like keep it up for them, not like just like being in yourself, which isn't healthy, right? Like you just want to be expressing yourself as you are right now, just fully letting yourself be free and you know, expressing your skills and talents. So yeah, that's your message for this month. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications so that you can tune in next month for my Aquarius pick a pile. Thanks, guys. Okay, pile 3, here are your messages. So starting off with the archetypes that you guys are embodying this month, we have 𝒂𝒉𝒂𝒕, that represents perfection, and then we have 𝒂𝒂𝒕, which represents unity. So this is very similar to pile 1. You guys may have chosen pile 1, or you may need to watch pile 1. I'll definitely put that in the description so you guys know that, because I feel like already you guys are embodying very similar archetypes. Not quite the same message, but very similar. So 𝒂𝒂𝒕 coming in here with perfection. Very Capricorn with this kind of energy. Capricorns are all about being perceived as totally perfect or totally on point all the time. They like to be seen as put together, as, you know, just fine. Like they're fine. They're doing everything okay. Striving for perfection because they're so like they're so aware of public recognition and how the public sees them, that perfection is a big theme in Capricorn's lives. So I can see that you guys have this beautiful focused energy in this month up ahead. You're gonna be really like eye on the prize, like going forward, totally like rah, like him, you know, like you're totally on the path like to greatness. You are going for it. You are just ready. You're amped. You're motivated. You're driven. But 𝒂𝒕𝒂𝒕 coming in here with another archetype that you guys are embodying this month. And 𝒂𝒕𝒂𝒕 is so much more about bringing people together. And so I think that this perfection is driven from a community aspect, or, you know, like your passion is very much connected to bringing people together or helping out a community as a whole or humanity as a whole. It's a very much like group-oriented thing. 𝒂𝒕𝒂𝒕, her story is that, you know, she was a queen and she had, I think, 3 daughters, and she went to war and she brought together so many people and everything, but she was just so fierce and so stubborn in bringing everyone together and you know, like making sure that everything got done. And so I really like this energy. It's a little bit stiff, you guys. Make sure to have fun this month, but you know, it's a really strong energy and very compatible for the zodiac sign that it's under as well, with that like drive of bringing everybody together. You know, Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, which is this season, and it's also the ruler of Aquarius, which is next season, which is much more like group-oriented, humanity-oriented kind of thing. So having that like perfection and that drive and that like wanting to move forward and move up that mountain like a Capricorn, like a goat, and then also making sure that you're bringing everyone with and making sure that it is helping out everyone and it's to everyone's advantage is really using that Saturn energy very, very well. Moving forward with the Akashic Records deck for some messages on how to connect with your true self a little bit better this month. Holy, okay. All right, so for starters, we got number 4, which is birth. I think it says 𝒂𝒄𝒕 as well. So some advice for the month ahead is to really move forward with that birth of the new project or whatever you are moving forward with. That goal that you're like eye on the prize, like have that perfection, like, you know, beeline energy for, really lean into it, have full confidence in yourself, because it's the time to do it. Number 4 is a very stable number that's letting you know that this is the right time to birth this new idea or opportunity or goal or just plan of yours. We also have the 4 of forces, which is spring and autumn. So that's again all about birth and death. So that may mean that you need to be releasing something as well. So I feel like you're trying to do everything on your own, which is why I said that you know, you guys are really similar to pile 1. You guys are sharing that same message of wanting to, you know, try and do everything on your own. You're not asking for help. You're maybe not reaching out to other people. So having that unity card come up with 𝒂𝒕𝒂𝒕, that will be very beneficial to you as well. You want to help other people, you need to connect with other people. It's gonna go all in the same cycle, right? It's all gonna be beneficial to each other. It's gonna be beneficial to you. It's gonna be beneficial to the other people involved. And just letting things go as well, like the bad habits of not asking for help, or the bad habits of letting things bottle up or go too far until you're overwhelmed. You know, releasing those bad habits that are gonna hold you back, because this new birth, this new thing that you're bringing into the world, it is going to be replacing that space that is left behind by that release. You need to let that go for this thing to have room to really come in how you want it to. Either way, like, this new birth is going to come in, but it's not going to take form exactly how you like it, or, you know, it's just not going to expand as much as you would like until you let go of those other things. Number 17 next with the lookout. So this is giving me the vibe that you may need to look before you leap. Like, this like Nuada is giving me this like full force. Like, it looks like he's leaning forward, you know? Like, so just be like a little bit more, like, not cautious. Like, don't be cautious, it's fine, but just take it slow. Look before you leap. Not everything is as it seems. You may not have everything figured out, which is why that unity archetype is coming in too, to help you connect with other people. And yeah, like, just to, you know, advance yourself forward by letting other people help you out. And then number 9 with Archangel Michael, nice healing energy. For sure you guys are moving forward with something really beautiful. You guys have some amazing goal in mind that's going to be helping other people. I can tell that you have like very healing intentions, whether that be medical or like alternative healing specifically, or it may just have to do with like writing a book that's going to be very healing to you, and you know that it's going to be very healing to others, or like some other sort of project along those kind of lines that has to do with, like, you know, mental health or physical activity, spirituality, stuff like that, kids, animals, the earth as well. Again, with that birth card and like having the kids here too, like, if any of you guys that are watching are wanting to start a family, I think that these are some pretty big signs that you know, you're thinking and your like ideas of like, should we? I'm thinking that there's a little bit of confirmation there for you guys. So those are your cards for the advice, and next we're going to move on to the advice from your spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. So first I'm going to read the crystal, and then I'm going to go into the enchanted map deck. First things first, advice from spirit guides, angels, and ancestors coming from the bear. The bear in itself is very representative of love, of community, of sharing, as well as the duality of spring and autumn, you know, that preparation for something big coming your way, and then that preparation for going into a dormant period, knowing ahead of time when you know you're like kind of losing steam to prepare. That's specifically for those of you that are like starting a new business project, or maybe like planning out like a wedding or an event or something like that, where like you're not gonna always like be like right there with your energy, just like planning ahead for when you are a little bit slower so that you don't have all of these things still left to do. Just really planning out your time there. Being rose quartz as well, just amplifying that message of love, self-love, love and compassion just in general, but very much so focused in on yourself too, knowing that by reaching out to other people, by opening up, it's going to allow you to become even stronger and to help people out even more. Just like the first pile, I'm getting a lot of sense that you guys need to be collaborating or just networking more. You need to be expressing yourself, communicating. There's ideas that are just being like they're ready to be set in motion in your head, but they just need that like kickstart of communicating with other people and sharing parts of yourself and allowing other people to share parts of themselves, offering inspiration through their own actions, or, you know, thinking of ideas that you would never think of on your own. Those kinds of things. I'm for sure getting that, but it's very much like, unlike the first pile was like 4 different reasons. The reasoning here for you is so that you really can show love for yourself, because the stuff that you're working towards, these goals that you're hoping to achieve throughout this year, this drive that you're coming in with, this 𝒂𝒂𝒕 perfection energy, and then this like 𝒂𝒂𝒕 unity, bringing everyone with you, you know, you're really gonna have to like have faith in yourself, you know, you're really gonna have to learn how to trust yourself. And I think this month is gonna be a lot about just making sure that you're not putting the blinders on and just like moving forward. Just like I said, not looking before you leap. I think that lookout card is very similar to the message that I'm sharing with you now, just about making sure you've got everything that you need before moving forward. I know that you're super antsy, but it's going to be amazing, so don't worry, you don't have to rush it. And some more advice from the Enchanted Map. I don't like it when like 6 cards come out at the same time, because like, guys, I can't put all 6 of you. I just want like 1 or 2 flipped over at the same time. Ooh. Anything else? Got 3 cards, but might get 1 more. Oh yeah. Okay, yes. So, we got Moonlight 51 in reverse. So that's what it looks like upright. So right off the bat, you know, I think that you guys are so in tune with your intuition right now, moving forward with this plan in mind, that you might have just like totally, like I said, put the blinders on and cut your intuition off about other things because you're just so focused in. It's not like, I don't know, that's the best way I can describe it, but what I just mean is that like I feel like you need to really be aware of everything that's going on right now, really open yourself up, because this is making me think that you're getting a little bit closed off into your head, this card. You know, spending a little bit too much time in the moonlight maybe, in the winter period instead of, or like the autumn period instead of the spring kind of thing. So, you know, just allowing those things to release instead of really focusing on everything you need to release, just allow them to be. You know, just let them go. Like, stop thinking about them, let them go, you know, instead of just focusing on them over and over again, because that's just recreating the attachment. And then we have Coming to Life with 29. So again, a nice little confirmer here that like whatever you're planning for, whatever you're just like really wanting to move forward with this month, that's like got you just like, oh, I gotta get going. It is something amazing, and it's gonna like totally reinvent you and allow you to just like totally express yourself from like a completely new space that feels so much more natural to you. It's gonna be really beautiful. It's gonna help you just, yeah, really find out a lot more about yourself. It's gonna be amazing. And then we have 11, balancing act. Sorry, I was pausing there because 29, like 2 plus 9 is 11, and then balancing act was 11, so that's really cool. That kind of thing happened, I think, in pile 2 as well. But anyway, balancing act is, again, all about that balance of like releasing as well as bringing in the new. So like you're like moving forward, you're wanting to grab all these things when you might have a little bit of baggage that contradicts the things that you're trying to adopt in, like newly. So just take a moment to take stock, take some inventory on your beliefs, on like what you think about the world, what you know about what you're moving forward into. Is there some things that you might need a little bit of help with or need to explore a little bit more deeply into before you move forward? Some stuff like that. Making sure that you're not just going like full steam ahead, because I know you're super excited and that's making you be super driven right now, but you need to use some of that drive to be a little bit more lateral instead of forward yet, just like taking a scan of everything, you know? And that's just being confirmed as well with number 43, details in reverse. So you may be skipping some of the details here, or thinking that they're not as important as they are. Make sure that you are bringing everything with you, your guide spirit, or yeah, your spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. They really want to let you know that this new thing coming in, it is super beautiful and you've earned it, you deserve it. You just need to release some of this stuff and let it go so that this can move in. You know, clarity is being magnified there, especially in the reverse position because it's upright in the reverse position. So maybe just taking a minute to slow down and using some of that perfection energy to tie up loose ends before moving forward. I think that that would be a lot more beneficial to you than using this energy to just like strive forward, focusing on like the next hurdle. Just focus on what is in like your view right at the moment and take it one step at a time, like baby steps, okay? Because it's going to be really big to build and there's going to be a lot involved, probably a lot more than you're realizing already. So just let it all come in, you know, let it all set up. Really excited for you guys. So thanks for tuning in. Make sure to click the notification bell, subscribe, and like this video so that you can tune in next month for my Aquarius pick a pile reading. Thanks, guys.